pictures is when I was in middle school, and those are the days where I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't have any pride. I am now 20 years old in college, and I love every bit of skin that I am in. I love being black. Our topic was the movie Pride because I never had a lot of pride growing up. I never felt good about myself, and now I do. I'm happy with myself. Also, just being a black person, that's where my pride also came from because so many times we have just been talked down on. In the movie Pride, the black swimmers had to go out and show that they had pride in themselves to compete against the white swimmers, no matter what the white swimmers were saying about them. But like I said before, I am now 20 and in college, and I am in this African American communications class. And there is so much that goes on in that class. So many readings, so much to learn. Well, actually, so much that I have learned. And one thing I do want to talk about is the communication competence. A few vocabulary words that stood out to me was negative stereotyping, which is like people just saying rude things without actually knowing. Also acceptance, meaning to accept people for who they are, their opinions, and what they stand for. But one thing that I feel like should not be accepted is racism. Racism should never, ever be accepted. So, like, saying that a white person saying that black people are all dirty and they all steal should never be accepted. I mean, that's negative stereotyping right there. And I feel like it's vice versa, you know? No one should have to be negative stereotyped, or no one should feel like they're not accepted. But at the same time, if you're going to talk about someone, that is definitely not to be accepted because that's rude. Another reading that we read about was the history of race. I learned a lot from that, I already knew about slavery and everything, but I felt like it went more deeper, the history of race. It was really nice to read about, and I think that that's where a lot of this comes from today. People may not know so much about the history of race, but I feel like with the whole slavery thing going on and things happening back in the day with the black folks and the white folks, that's where everything comes from today. Everyone feels how they feel because of the history of race. And so many people, so many black people have so much pride nowadays because we don't fear the white people who did that to our ancestors. We don't fear their grandchildren. We don't fear any of them because we have accepted the fact that we are black, and we love that. We love the skin that we are in. We take pride in who we are, and no one can change that. And the last thing that I want to talk about that wraps up the whole pride scenario is identity. Black people have taken their identity back. They have went natural. They wear dashikis. Black people are showing their true roots and who they are. And I feel like that is pride in itself. That is showing that we are who we are. And whether you accept it or not, we will continue to be who we are. And that is who I am. I have pride in myself. My identity is that I am a black female, and although I didn't feel that way about myself back in 6th grade, I love who I am today.